guys. Okay, thank you so much for coming. So we're gonna have a little cozy speech today. But as we say in Russian, it's all about quality, not about the quantity, right? So, all right, we have some more people. Woohoo! Thank you guys for joining. We're just starting. All right, so let me introduce myself also quickly. I'm 34 years old. I live in Turkey since 2 years, and I have been building like IT startups. I've been in general in IT development and marketing industry like for past 9 years, and since 2016 I was developing crypto startups, and I still didn't like really earn like the big capital or something like many people in crypto do, probably because I was too romantic. But at the same time, I have developed my own methodology. Like I even call it like some kind of a philosophy. I call it open heart Web 3.0 development. It's like, open source development, like open heart. It's like when you're not like, this FOMO, fear of missing out. You constantly have it in the crypto. And like my story about Web 3.0, it's not about running after money, running after hype, running after noise. My story about Web 3.0 is that Web 3.0 is the new ideology. It's not just a technology like to, create tokens and then like some smart contracts. Like what we are building right now in Web 3.0 is going to define the way the world is going to be organized. So if we are not going to fail, if the party, the global party of past won't win, then we're going to build the bright future on the planet Earth, which is going to be based on open databases, like because the blockchain is, first of all, it's open and accessible by anyone and permissionless database and computation layer with smart contracts. So let's get back to the topic. One last thing about me. I'm a founder and a product owner of Mark3d, or Market. Like it's like market, but like with 3D in the end. So we are building an NFT platform for Metaverse builders and Web3 tools for game developers and virtual worlds developers. Like, all this like spatial on cyber, like this virtual galleries stuff. So pretty much right now we are developing our platform for end users, for 3D artists. And then next year we're going to release an SDK. So game developers also going to be able to implement our smart contracts and more. So let's get back to the main topic. Is that I believe that Web 3.0 is the industry right now where the metaverse is being created, and Web 3.0 pretty much consists of like three main things: machine learning, AI, and blockchain. Blockchain consists of NFT protocols, DeFi protocols, and DAO protocols. And of course, when we see all this merging, like together with the gaming industry, then we are seeing the beginning of the real metaverse. So it's all about the merge between the crypto and the gaming industry, what we are actually seeing right now. How can I switch? Okay, right now. Yeah, here we have a little bit information about me. So you can follow me on LinkedIn, or you can follow my digital identity on Twitter, which is Underkong. If you ask why Underkong, it's like, one day Underdog met the King Kong, they fell in love, and they got two babies. One is Underdog, that's me, and the King Dog is my brother. Okay, that's the joke. We also have a Web3 hub Turkey. Whenever I go for a conference, I always go around and gather all the people in the group chat. That's always like the best way to stay in touch. So if you guys are going to be traveling around, or if you live or going to stay in Turkey, use the group chat and let's meet up. We live on the Mediterranean coast of Turkey in the city called Kash. We have also a physical Web3 hub there, like a little community place. And you're super welcome to visit Kash, guys. So let's get to the main point. So let's start with like, what is Web 3.0? Even though I already started a little bit. So actually, Web 3.0, it's the evolution of the World Wide Web. And I believe that as I said before, Web 3.0 industry right now is working on the Metaverse. Metaverse is pretty much like the new interface for the World Wide Web with the blockchain in the backend, and of course with like some cool additional features like AI and so on. So if you look at Web 1.0, it was like you had only access to this World Wide Web from home or from your office. Then we saw Web 2.0, like mobile phones together and with mobile internet, and we saw that this computer is like right now living in our pocket. So we have almost constantly, we have access to the internet, but we still need to take it out of the pocket and look at the screen. And Web 3.0 is going to be, and like it's not that I'm saying that this thing has defined Web 0.1 and Web 2.0. That's just what the difference between them is actually. And Web 3.0 is going to be 24/7 connection. That's like when your brain probably is going to be connected all the time to the internet, like this Neuralink stuff, probably with some lenses, and every time you open your eyes, you will see like some messages, like, and then you just think about like answering, and then you're answering. But in general, if we talk about Web 0.1, Web 0.1 was like when some people were writing some content for you and were giving it to you. So the same way like it was in the newspapers or in magazines before. Someone is writing something for you. You don't know how their incentive, what are their motivation, and so on. But Web 0.1 was still censorless. There was no censorship. It was like the most progressive people were building the new world, and everyone was hoping for. There was even a hope for decentralization in Web 0.1. But then we saw big corporations coming into Web 0.1. And that's why we see this stuff, right? Like they own your identity. Like every time you log in with Google, like Google owns your identity, Facebook owns your identity, Twitter owns your identity. If they don't like you, they block your like identity. So you're not even capable to communicate at all. And same thing with banks, actually, that right now you go to the bank, like first you go to your government and you tell them, guys, can I have a passport, please? Like, here's my certificate of birth, like give me a passport, please. And then they give you a passport, like, but you ask for the permission every time. And then you take this passport and you go with this passport to the bank, and then you're asking the bank to open a bank account. And maybe some of you know, but like for the Russian citizen right now, it's very complicated to open a bank account, like even in Turkey. Okay, some banks still do this, but like not all of them. Like you need the registration, you need like the residency, and so on. And as you all know, the main wallet in Web 3.0 right now for EVM-based blockchains, for Ethereum virtual machine-based blockchains, is MetaMask. Have you ever thought what MetaMask means? No? Huh? Do you know? Okay, you're like, that's very cool, because normally like no one knows. Like, and my colleague asked me like 9 months ago, like, what the fuck is this? Like, what the fuck this means? Like MetaMask. And then I tried to answer like his question, and I was like, this is your mask in the metaverse. This is your identity plus your bank account in the metaverse, in this additional layer of the reality, in this new World Wide Web, pretty much. So, but together with this, together with these opportunities and this privacy, like, the responsibility comes as well. And it means that if you're losing your seed phrase and your password, or something happens to your device, no one can restore the access to your wallet. You cannot just write to the support, because they don't know, like they don't have an access to your wallet. And this is the way we're going to store everything, like all your documents. Okay, I'm going to come to this later. So very important to understand that blockchain, it's only the part of Web 3.0. And I always say, like, when people ask me where to invest in the crypto, I always say, don't invest your money, invest your time. There are like hundreds of ways to get crypto for free. So if you don't have any crypto, get your first crypto and try to get it for free. Like, contribute something, participate somewhere in, like, in some activities, like early bird activities, like try to, dive deep. And there are a lot of education programs that would reward you with tokens in the end. So very important, like the basic stuff, like go back to the basics, that go back to the roots. Start with Bitcoin. Don't look at Ethereum and all these smart contracts and NFTs and DeFi and DAO that will really drive you crazy. Like, start with Bitcoin. Understand what is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a simple blockchain, um, which has this built-in gamification, because when you're getting Bitcoins for mining, it's like, it's gamified. Like, you're not just supporting the network, you're also getting something as a reward. But in general, Bitcoin, it's a simple blockchain. It's just a ledger. It's like accounting book. And there is written who mined how much and who transferred to whom and who has created the new wallet. That's it. Like, there's nothing else inside Bitcoin. And then we see Ethereum, like, as the blockchain 2.0. And Ethereum, like the first white paper of Ethereum, was called a global computer. And that's what really describes Ethereum the best. Ethereum is the global computer, and smart contracts are the programs that you can upload into this global computer, which is copied like on many, many nodes right now, like on the validators, like, because Ethereum has switched to proof of stake. So the miners became validators right now. So they're all running the same copy. And what I see right now, like, to be honest, I'm not so sure that we are going into the bright future, because right now, for the first time in humanity, like, imagine this, guys, like, since the launch of the Bitcoin, it's the first ever existing database of the humanity that won't be rewritten by the winner. Before this, the whole history of humanity was always written by the winners. Right now, we are writing something in the database where you cannot change anything on the previous dates. That's what, like, some people even say this is the main feature of blockchain, because everything what blockchain does can be also done with centralized technologies, but there is no other technology that won't give you any chance to change the history. And this is what is really unique. And if everything is going to go well, I think this is going to be the real breaking point in the human history. So what about NFTs, right? Especially you gamers, guys. Like, there was a lot of hate, and there is still a lot of hate into, like, on NFTs from gamers. And I've been researching on this topic a little bit. Like, I know the reason, because, like, first there was this big story with microtransactions, right? Like, from game publishers, and gamers were like really hating this stuff because they were just seeing this as a money grab. And but and of course, there was so much hope. There was so much hope that, all the NFT guys were like, oh, right now we're gonna disrupt, like, the gaming industry and the gaming market, but it didn't happen. There was a lot of resistance from the gaming industry. But right now, I really believe, and as I said before, that we're gonna see the real, like, cool metaverse projects as soon as the real deep merge between the gaming and the crypto industries will happen. So it's already happening, this merge between the crypto industry and the gaming industry. And this is actually, like, our mission of our company of markets, to build this bridge between them. By the way, I'm not just only from, like, my sister is working at Gearbox. She's a game developer. So, like, I know a little bit about your industry. I'm not completely coming from the Web 3.0. So, but regarding NFTs, it's very important to look into the depths. Like, don't look at all this scam and noise and hype. This is fucking bullshit. And, like, most of the times, this is a Ponzi scheme, and this is okay, because this is how humans work. Humans, we are like ants. Like, we are generating some hypotheses, and then we're testing them. Like, we're trying to do everything what is possible with this shit. And this is what we saw, like in this NFT industry. It was a big experiment. We've been testing the whole thing, and now we know that, like, yeah, that's working, and it's a lot of fun, and it feels special to own this stuff, to have this stuff in your wallet, you know, especially of course when there is a high demand and you can always sell it, and like you have some liquid assets, and then if there's some utility, it's really fun. It's like you know, you mint it in one place, you go into another place and you can use it there, and then you go to OpenSea and you can sell it there. It's pretty cool, this interoperability. Like, that's what actually gamers have been dreaming about for the long time as well. uh, there is a little tip, uh, like our vision from our team is that, like, max in like 20 years we're gonna see like all your private documents. Most probably it's going to happen with the most developed countries, but like with all your documents, like your driving license or all your certificates of ownership, passports, patents, copyrights, everything's going to be on NFTs, and it's going to be great. uh, DeFi is another big thing to take a look at. Like, the total value locked is huge. Like, it's $33 billion. DeFi is going to replace the banking system, and of course, it's not going to become perfect. It's not going to become like you know, like the ideal like financial system, but at least it's going to be much more transparent. Because what we see right now in the stock market, all these scams, it's just insane. You know, like every time we hear about someone, like, you know, stealing, losing, giving away like billions of dollars, and then we see no one getting to jail. I mean, this is ridiculous. And at least on the blockchain, we're going to be able to analyze, audit it, you know, like that, because everything is accessible to see. And of course, DAOs, guys. DAOs, it's a really huge big topic, because DAOs, I believe, first of all, they're the new LLCs, because pretty much DAO allows you, you know, together with your partner, to run a treasury, to get incoming payments, to pay out like to pay salaries and all other necessary payments, expenses. So pretty much DAO, it's the new LLC. And when I was thinking about this, I was like, okay, if the DAO is the new LLC, then the crypto is the new jurisdiction. And this is one of my latest insights. That's like that Web 3.0 community gotta grow up. We gotta realize our potential, and we gotta realize that we are the new government on this planet. Because when people asking me how crypto is going to be regulated, and I'm always saying, you know, how can you imagine this? That something as big as that, regulating something as big as that, like, you know. So like, I mean, how can the small national government like properly understand and regulate and like kind of like control something what is way bigger than its national government? So I believe that at one point we're gonna see, if of course the 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 party of the past is not going to bomb the planet into the Stone Age, then we definitely gonna see crypto becoming its own jurisdiction. And I believe that the main point is also about regulation. That right now, how it goes in the crypto market is that, you know, first when there is a hype, everyone is like, guys, regulators, don't touch us, don't ruin the party. And then when the whole market is fucked, everyone is running to regulators and begging, like, you know, to bring their money back, like to help them get their money back, and to punish the scammers, and to, you know, like to find everything out and so on. So I think that right now we gotta stop, you know, relying on some kind of a third party regulations. We gotta realize that we are the new jurisdiction, and we gotta be self-regulating. How I don't know how it's gonna be working. It's just some kind of a fantasy in my head, or maybe like insight, I don't know. But I think it should be like, I see it as a whole ecosystem of products that, you know, are building different like projects to, like, you know, to analyze and to audit and to like to post this audits to the public, because you still, this work still needs to be done, so the people could see, you know, what's happening in the crypto. And now the most interesting thing, actually. So as we have spoken before, we're gonna see this new internet, which is based on blockchains. Blockchains are open databases. Plus, we're gonna have like a lot of decentralized storages. We already have them, like Filecoin, Arweave, Sui, and so on. So, and they are, by the way, they're actually also public. But we also going to have machine learning and AI. So machine learning needs a lot of data. So pretty much blockchains and all this like decentralized storages, they're going to become the source of the data for this machine learning algorithms. And then we're going to see this AI. And now imagine you're connecting to this virtual reality world with full immersion, with like HD graphics, like 8K picture in front of your eyes, and your brain is really believing it's all happening with you. And then there is a voice inside this virtual reality which knows everything about everything, and can make better decisions than any other human, and faster decisions also, because it can analyze so much data. So I was thinking, imagine, like, just think about this. Like, there is this, it seems for me that like we are trying to create the voice of God, to talk to the God. So this AI, this global computer, this worldwide network with this algorithm, such a powerful algorithm, isn't it going to be like a God for humans? It's a really interesting question. I don't know how humans, because I think that right now we are not conscious enough for all these technologies. I mean, Web 2.0 is driving us insane already. People are overloaded with information. Most people are lost. Like, they're so easily manipulated. Maybe it was always like this, but it feels like something like that the world is going crazy. Like, because, I mean, 80% of the people, like, they live in the past, like almost in the stone age, and there's some part of the people who live in the future. I have this feeling, like we discussed it with my friends a couple of days ago. I have this feeling that right now, because this is a time point, a break point of great transformation, it feels like there is no now. There is only past, and there is only future. And if you look to the people that, like, we are all living in the future, that I know 100%. That's why you're sitting here and I'm speaking here, and that's why we're developing all this stuff. But all the other, like, normal people, like, they have it so hard, like, to understand what's going on, like, and to process everything in their head, that it feels so scared. Like, they're so scared, and that they're so tired from all this information, that they're getting this nostalgia for the past. They really want the past to be back, because in the past everything was more simple. Like, you didn't need to make so many choices. And yeah, even this new reptiloid guys like Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk, they are, um, like, they're also saying like an opposite, like, ideas, that like Elon Musk is saying that AI is going to be the scariest problem, and then Mark Zuckerberg is saying that it's going to unlock like huge amount of positive things and change the world for the good. At the end of the day, I think it's going to be both. Like, it's like I said yesterday on Istanbul Blockchain Week, it's always yin yang, like everything in this world. So the main question is that, when is it going to happen? When are we going to see this mixed reality, with all these 3D graphics living together with the reality? I think that 15, 20 years, like we need right now, 15, 20 years. Oops, sorry. Just a sec. Seems like I see a little hand over there. Okay, just a sec. Now I got it. Okay, good. So I have like a vision that kids in 20 years, kids are not going to use the word internet anymore. They gonna say metaverse, because right now, like, internet, it's pretty much a network of flat, like, websites, which we are looking on at from our, like, flat screens. And the world, the network of interconnected virtual worlds, is going to build this metaverse space. This is like metaverse. It's like immersive internet. And I also think that, like, you remember this time when everyone started to build websites, like all companies started to want to have websites. And then, you know, when the web 2 came, everyone started to create like social accounts and like in social networks and so on. So right now, uh, you're gonna see in the next couple of years everyone starting to will to build like to their own virtual space for friends, for work, you know, to exhibit like maybe some like own hobbies and so on, to play around for anything. So, and that's why you know, you guys, gaming industry, like you're gonna have it like really really hot, like because everything, the whole internet is going to become the 3D internet, and the only guys who know like, you know, how to work with 3D graphics are you. Because if we are looking at the blockchain games right now, they have a big trouble with like everything, not only graphics but graphics especially. But if we look right now at the games that are trying to implement the crypto, we can also see that it's not really working. Like because it's like the integrations are done like really strange, and like many times gamers don't really understand the crypto. But again, like in the next 5 years, we're gonna see the great merge happening, and the next big hype, which is gonna be approximately happening in 2024. Because in 2024 we're gonna see the blockchain, the Bitcoin halving again, which was every time before it was a trigger for the next bull run. So around March 2024, we're going to see Bitcoin halving. It means twice less Bitcoins are going to be rewarded for the each mined block, which creates some kind of a lack of supply on the market with the same demand, and it starts to push the price up. So right now it's time to build. The crypto winter is always the best time to build. So focus on your artworks, dive deep in the crypto, start with the Bitcoin, and okay, and this is the last one. I'm sorry that I don't have a full screen anymore. So, and as a conclusion, uh, what are we going to build? A digital prison or a bright future, or both? I don't know, but it's time to choose the side. It's time to choose the side because the corporations, the old corporations and the old governments, they're trying to take over the new internet. And sometimes I even have, you know, this feeling, as I said before, they want to stop the time. But I want to say one thing, guys, that these guys, they have no chance because time is on our side. Thank you so much, and may the force be with you.
Thank you, Ilya. We ran out of time, but we have time for a question.
Hello.
And thank you. I just wanted to thank you for your attention. You're my favorite listener today. Thank you.
Okay. You said history is written by winners. Oh, okay, that's okay. But on blockchain, if you write something, you can't delete it. So what if the data written was wrong? Let's start.
Yeah, that's a great question, by the way. So first of all, we cannot trust humans to write data into the blockchain. So to digitalize, like the let's say to get it to sense the world, like it's because I have some background in IoT, like cryptographically encrypted multi sensors and so on, and we've been researching on this topic pretty a lot. So that's another thing which we're gonna see, like, you know, in supply chains and so on. Like we need robots and cryptographically encrypted sensors, and we can only trust them to measure and to sense the world. And that's how we gonna, because if you give, like, if you, you know, humans, they are sometimes sick, sometimes they're wrong, sometimes they are insane. So we cannot, you cannot be, you know, trust humans to write the history. But that's what robots gonna help us with, you know. That's how I see this. Yeah. And mesh networks of sensors, you know, if one goes like out, the other ones can, you know, control, like still provide the right data and so on. And of course, yeah, analysis, like of all of, you know, of the whole, like big data, and analyzing where the data is like is truth and where not? Like it's a great question. I don't really have an answer, but it's gonna go in this kind of direction. I see. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right. Okay. Thank you, guys. Good luck. Thank you again. And join the Web3 Hub in Telegram. We are posting all kind of news, and we're going to be producing a lot of content from our project about how this merge between the 3D gaming industry and the crypto industry is going to happen. So stay tuned, and let's keep in touch. Thank you, guys.